Let me ask y'all this question. Is Jimmy Butler the least talented superstar we've ever seen? And I mean that as a compliment. I mean that as a compliment because listen to what I'm saying. Superstar, not a star, a superstar. Because when you look at Jimmy Butler as a basketball player and you say, okay, he's tough, work ethic, will, right? But he has no elite skills as far as dribble, shoot, like his basketball skills. There's no elite skills there, but it feels like somehow he has worked his way and willed his way into becoming a superstar. And that's just crazy, man. That's crazy. And I think that has to be, it might be the thing that I remember most about this bubble was this Jimmy Butler run, because that's nuts. Just like a lot of people have done a 180 on him, I think we have to credit the Heat in the situation as well. Like a lot of people are like, well, I guess the Minnesota, the Chicago, all that was BS, right? It was them. And to an extent, but look, I think that, again, we have to give the Heat culture, Miami, Spoelstra, he found the perfect marriage, the perfect fit that allowed him to become this. So I'm not going to say that he was in the right in all those other situations. I think there's two sides to it. And now that he found the perfect pairing, it's accentuated his strengths and he's become this. So I'm in awe of Jimmy Butler, just like everybody else. We're all like, really? Really, Jimmy? Okay. And I think he is right now in the league. Obviously, this is a very subjective subject, but I think he's probably the toughest star, right? You could probably point to like some role bench player dude that's just a savage, right? But I'm talking about star players. That's a different category. He's the toughest star. And I think we have to ask ourselves, like, where does he rank in all-time toughness, both mentally and physically? Because, look, man, he rolled that ankle over in game 1. And that was a legit ankle roll, right? Fine, okay. We've seen a lot of guys in the playoffs roll their ankles. Luka, AD, just a handful of stars, right? And you play through it. You tape it up and you play through it. That's fine. The thing that was different about Jimmy was not only did he play through it, he didn't let us know about it at all. Most of the time, these guys, one, they're either less aggressive going to the basket, right? It changes how they play. Jimmy still went to the cup strong, right? And then 2, they let us know that it's hurt, right? Whether that be like someone's at the free throw line and you'll see them checking down at their ankle or wiggling it, right? Or they'll start wincing or cringing after a play, right? I didn't see Jimmy Butler wince or cringe once. He didn't let anybody know he acted like it never happened. And so that's tough as hell. But beyond that, I think the mental toughness and will that he showed to get his team, that young team, to believe they could still win after Bam and Dragic went down, that's next level shit right there. That was a hell of a run by the Heat, man. And they just ran out of gas. You felt it, I think in the first quarter, it was like, oh, Miami's out of gas. They're out of gas. The well has run dry for this Heat team. And, man, it was a run. It was a great run. They gave us a lot of good basketball. Here's the thing. When you are overachieving as a team, the cost of that usually is you're using more of your gas tank than you want, right? Because how Miami was making this series competitive was they were putting out more effort than the Lakers. They were exerting themselves more to make up for the lack of talent. And so therefore, again, their tank ran out early. And when it ran out, man, it hit E, right? That wasn't even a game last night, man. But it was still an amazing run. Now, as far as the Heat go moving forward, they kind of have a big 3, right? They kind of have a big 3, Jimmy, Bam, and Hero. But the question is, what's the ceiling on that big 3? What's the cap? Bam, look, he hurt them coming back in this series, right? He clearly wasn't the same player. That's fine. So I commend him for trying to battle through. But the reality of the situation is styles make fights. And on most nights, against most teams, Bam occupying the paint and kind of taking that space away, it's worth it. But against AD and the Lakers, it wasn't, especially when Bam wasn't at 100%. It actually hurt them. I think they should have probably went to Olynyk a little more to spread the floor, but it's hindsight. I understand who am I to question Spo, one of the greatest coaches? So, but what I'm saying is okay, Bam's an all-star. He's a tier 2 guy. He's a tier 2 guy, right? He's not a superstar. That's fine. Jimmy Butler, hey man, has he willed himself to being a superstar? That's fine. I mean, I don't know. Again, these are subjective things, but we're talking about this big three's ceiling. They just went to the NBA Finals. Now you could probably say, well, this was a very unique situation. Would they have done that in a normal season? I don't know. These are answers that Pat Riley's going to have to figure out. Now, Tyler Hero, I think, is the biggest question. I think we know who Bam is and we know who Jimmy is now. He's shown us, right? Tyler Hero, was this somewhat of an anomaly? How good can he be? To me, what I see is a fringe all-star. He may make an all-star game or two, right? But he'll always be on that fringe level. He'll be considered a star. There's some physical limitations. He's got the juice, the confidence, very nice offensive weapon that could turn into a lead guard, right? But again, does Pat Riley, never mind what I think or the fans think, does Pat Riley think this big three ceiling is high enough to get it done? Now, we've all heard the rumors of Giannis, right? And if you look at the history of the Heat, it suggests they go big game hunting. Like, they're never satisfied. And so you would venture to guess that, yeah, he's going to try and do what it takes to go get another true superstar. He's going to end up having to choose some of these young pieces. And I know some of you may say, well, look, they could go get Giannis right now. They've saved that cap space. Everybody knows it, right? But here's the thing. Bam and Hero are on rookie deals. Not to mention the fact that Bam doesn't really fit with Giannis. I just got done saying he occupies the paint. He clogs the paint. You got to clear the paint for Giannis. And so I think what would happen in an ideal world for Pat Riley is Giannis says, I want to come to South Beach. You move Bam for more shooting. And now you've got Butler, Hero, and Giannis with more shooters around him. Now, a more realistic situation is probably they go get someone like a Drew Holiday to replace Dragic as another lead guard or another veteran guy. Holiday, you know, I don't know what New Orleans is doing. No one knows, but he fits the Heat culture, right? He'd fit right in. And then you continue forward with the big three they have. Now, Dragic, maybe they'll bring him back. He's 35, torn plantar fasciitis. You have to imagine, I don't know what else he has left in the tank. And it was cool to let him get out and play in a finals game. I thought that was dope, that he at least got that experience, too little, too late. But at least he got to set foot out on the floor. I guess he did in game one a little bit, but Heat fans, let me know, who else would you like? Let's just say Giannis he's going to stay in Milwaukee, right? So you have some cap space. You've got some wiggle room here. What other guy would you like to pair with them? Is Bam, Hero, and Butler enough? Maybe it was just the injuries. Maybe if y'all were healthy, you would have smoked the Lakers. I picked the Heat in 7, but I was trying to be a little spicy. I'm not going to front. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Hit the like, share, and subscribe. I'm out, y'all.